Hello again, welcome to Ken Knows Gambling, and we're going to do the rules of Baccarat. I know a lot of people, I did one years and years ago, but hell, who knows if I could find it. So I'm going to give you the KKG simplified rules to Baccarat. Before I do that, I want to give Carol Tucker a shout out. He did a super chat for me. There's been several people do super chats lately. I appreciate those. It just helps me do what I need to do. And thank you very much, Carol. Also, my member sponsorship today is Same Bet. Same Bet. It became a new member. And he's sponsoring this as well as Carol Tucker. You're both sponsoring it. Thank you both, and thank you everybody. Just a reminder, for a few more days, any new member, brand new member, either of the two levels will get my library downloaded to them free of charge. Otherwise, you got to pay for it, and if you don't want to be a member, you can always ask me for it, and we'll work out something for you. Okay? Remember, all strategies will go down sooner or later. Best bet in all the world is never to make the first bet, because gambling sucks. Okay. The rules generally are all on Banker. Player has the simplest rules there is. First of all, what is the game? The game is closest to 9. That's it. This thing was invented probably, I think, about the 1400s. There's a couple people that claim it. There's a couple of legends out there of why it got invented. One say it was Felix something or another, and he invented it for one reason. Some people say it's somebody else, and they invented it for a king. King was a lazy guy and just wanted an easy game that he didn't have to figure out. But it was invented a long, long time ago. Baccarat's been around forever. Alright, so here's the deal. It's the closest to 9. The only thing you have to remember is face cards are 0. There is no double-digit number. Alright? So if you had 2 10s, that ain't 20, it's 0. Alright? 0 6 is just 6. Alright? These are 0. Alright. Let's go to the player first. Simplest rules for player of all times on whether he hits or not. A 0-1, I think you guys are reading this way. 0-1 to 0-5. 1 to 5, he will hit every single time. If his two cards are anywhere from 0-0 to 5, the total of two cards, 0 to 5, he will draw. That makes it simple, doesn't it? Write that down. Easy. He will stand. In other words, he will not draw on a 6 or a 7. He just stands. Doesn't mean he wins yet, he just stands. Okay? 0 through 5 he draws, 6 or 7 he stands, and an 8 or a 9 is a natural. So if the player had an 8, we have to wait to see what Banker's going to get. And if he don't have an 8 or a 9, the game is over. Right then. If you see an 8 or a 9 anywhere, that hand is over and somebody's going to win instantaneously. Somebody. And that's it for the player. I mean, that's it. The confusion comes from Banker. Let's get this straight. 0-0 through 2. 0 through 2. No matter what, Banker will draw. No matter what. His 0 through 5. His is 0 through 2. Alright. Easy so far. Now comes some rules. Once the banker has 3 or more, there's where the rules start. It's not based on the player's 2 cards. This is what throws people off. It's based on the player's 3rd card if he has to draw. If the player don't have to draw because he's got a 6 or 7, well then he'll draw, and I guess I'll tell you that in a minute. But by and large, it's the 3rd card of the player that tells him what to do. Alright. Let's say he's got a 3. Let's say that the banker, or the player, I'm sorry, has a total of 1 point. He's got to draw, doesn't he? But he has a 3. Now, if he had a 0, 1, or 2, he's going to draw no matter what. He's got a 3 now. The rules start. He's got to draw. Rule on a banker 3, when he has to draw a 3rd card. When he has to draw, remember he has to draw 0 through 5. It's called a 38 special. The banker will only draw, well, he will draw on any card, any 3rd card but an 8. It's called a 38 special. If the player drew that, he don't draw. I'm sorry, he does draw. If the player got that, he don't. Banker, when he has a 3 and the player draws a 3rd card, will draw on anything but an 8. That means that's it. The player's going to win that. He don't draw. But if it's a 4, he draws. It's anything but an 8. That makes that one easy, okay? Now let's say his 2 cards equal 4, and he has to draw. Remember, he has to draw 0 up to 5. Easy. But he has a 4. In this case, for him to draw, this 3rd card has to be a 2 through 7. If it's not a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, then he will not draw. So in other words, 2 through 7. If it's an 8 this time, he don't draw. If it's a 1, he don't draw. Remember, if he's got a 4 and he draws, 2 through 7. If it's a 7, he draws when he has a 4. And he draws. Now let's say, same thing, banker has a 5. Now the banker will only draw on a 4, 5, 6, or 7. I'll give you an easier way to remember this here in a second. If he has a 5, if this is a 4, 5, 6, or 7, he draws. If it's anything other than a 4, 5, 6, or 7, the banker will not draw when he has a 5 against the player drawing. This confuses people. Banker has a 6. Player has a 1. Well, he should win automatically 6. Nope. He has to draw a 3rd card. Everything he does is based on that 3rd card. Not these 2. If he has a 6 and the player has to draw, it's only a 6 or 7 he will draw. If it's anything other than that, he won't draw. He won't draw. He won't draw. He won't draw. It's not a 6 or a 7. Now he will. When he has a 6 and the player draws 6 or 7, he must draw. Now what if it's 7? He ain't drawing no more. No matter what. When the banker has a 7, 8, or a 9, nobody's drawing over here on the banker's side. 8 or 9 is a natural. Nobody's going to draw anyway. 7 is really the only card that he don't have to draw no matter what over here. And that's pretty much it. There's Baccarat. Alright, now let's get into two cards, because this can get confusing too. Write those rules down. It's easier if you'll just write on a piece of paper. Player stands on a 6 through 9 and hits. If his two cards are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, player hits. If it's a 6 or 7, he don't. And an 8 or 9 is natural, nobody's drawing. That's it for a player. That's it. On the other side of your piece of paper, just write something like this. He hits, banker hits all 0, 1s, and 2s, no matter what. You write that down. Then, write 3, anything but an 8. Anything but an 8. A 4, 2 through 7 only. If it ain't a 2 through 7 and he has a 4, nope. If he has a 5, this has got to be a 4 through 7, the third card. And if he has a 6, it's a 6 or 7. That's it. That's the rules. Now, let's look at some two-card scenarios. What if player has a 6 and he's not going to draw? If he does not draw because he has a 6 or 7, obviously 8 or 9 kills the whole deal. Somebody's going to win, doesn't matter. Okay? They call that a natural. But if he has a 6 on his first two cards, or a 7, and he don't draw, then the banker draws on 0 through 5. Remember, if he ain't drawn because he stands, then the banker will draw on a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. And then that's it. If he has a 6, and the banker has a 6, it's a tie. If banker had a 7, and he has a 6, banker wins, nobody draws. Banker has an 8, or player, and he has a 6, game's over. Banker wins, even if it was this way. Game's over, player wins. Or a 9, 8 or 9 stops it. Now, again, two cards. He don't have to draw. He draws on anything from 0 to 5 because there is no third card. Okay, a lot of people get confused on that one. Alright, then it's just two cards against two cards. 2 6s, it's a tie. 2 7s, it's a tie. 2 8s, it's a tie. 2 9s, it's a tie. Did I muddy the waters for you? Because that's it. That's the rules. If he draws, that's where the rules are. If he draws a third card, starting at 3, if he draws, starting at 3, that's when the rules are. So here's some numbers you can look at. If he has a 3, banker has a 3, and he has 0 through 5. Now it's based on that third card. Write this down. 3 versus a player that has to draw. It's called a 38 special. So he has that. That's a 3. 9 plus 4 is 13. It's a 3. He has to draw, doesn't he? So if he has to draw 38 special, he will draw on anything but an 8. Anything but an 8. Makes it easy. 4. Well, let's do it this way. Say that's a 2. And he has a 4. 2 through 7. He'll draw anything else he wants. 5. And he draws 4 through 7, he'll take a hit. If not, that's it. And a 6, and he draws 6 or 7. And it's 6 or 7, he don't draw. So here's those numbers I was going to give you. 38 special, that's the 3. He draws on anything but an 8 if the player draws. Think of the 4 as 427. 4, and then 2 through 7 is the player. 4, 2 through 7. 5, think of 547. 5, 4 through 7. 547. And 6, 6, 6, 7. 667. That means it's, if he has a 6 and he draws, he only draws if it's a 6 or 7. So 38 special, 427, 547, 667. And there's your rules of Baccarat. I probably confused the shit out of you, and I hope I didn't. But that's the rules. If you go online, man, you'll see all sorts of charts that you can get. But it's like anything else I tell you guys. Practice, 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 and practice some freaking more. Know the game. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Know it. Backwards and forwards. Maybe a dealer messes up and you can catch him. Hey, wait a minute. That's a 38 special. He don't hit on an 8. You got to know the rules. But there you go. If you have to watch this video a couple times, write your notes down. Get a card from online, you know, whatever. God, there's tons of that shit out there. But that's the rules. Okay? Let's see. I know somebody wanted me to put this through the paces, all these different ways to play versus, you know, the regression up and pull, the hyper hybrid, all this. Here's the thing on that. All of these, if this player banker stuff, you know, whatever, man, it could look like any damn thing. Whatever. Sometimes banker all the time will win. Sometimes player all the time will win. Just depends. Sometimes a regression up and pull is good. Sometimes follow the chop is good. Sometimes follow the shoe is good. So I'm not going to do that. You can, now that you know the rules. Next time I do a video, you can just write the hands down. Write the hands. Who won, who lost. And whatever strategy you want to compare them to, go ahead. Okay? But just know, they'll all win, they'll all lose. What's the safest one to play? Money management. Probably the safest. The safest really is not my hybrid. I'm just going for streaks on it. Done very well. You sort of keep around even until the streak hits and bam. But a lot of chops happen too, and if mine's on the wrong side of the chop, it'll get its ass tore up. That's Glenn. It happens. They'll all get beat. But on the chop one that I'm showing you, it has a stop. You get burned like 3 times, that's it. You wait. Just wait. Sooner or later, that chop will come back. More than likely. It's probably safer. It's probably one of the better ways to play. To be honest with you. Bankroll, money management, discipline. That's what gambling is. So there you go, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that. If you got any questions, you can always email me. Go look at my website. It's got everything I know to put on there. KenKnowsGambling.com. And holler at me if you need me. Till the next time, y'all. Be great. See you. Bye.